and welcome back to Career Build Series. This is episode number 64, and so I rebuilt, or upgraded, let's put it that way. I upgraded the finishing rig for the oil drilling process. Now that the game is running lag-free for me, I was able to do that. So I made the tanks look a little bit more realistic. They're more round. They have stanchions to hold them up. I'm currently refining and pumping. I've let this go for quite a while, so this is a really efficient way to fraction. You think about it this way: if you were to boil a pot of water, the smaller the pot of water, the more quickly it's going to boil. Pretty much. I won't go into it too much, but essentially, heat is vibration, and so you're having to impart the energy on the cold water. So if you have a small pot of cold water, it's taking less energy to get that water in the pot up to boil. The larger the pot, the longer it's going to take. So this fractioning tower right here, as you can see, it's slender in the bottom, and part of this is right here we have what's known as the preheater. And so what's happening here is these are color coded somewhat accurately. Green tends to be, if you're going to put oil in a container, you're supposed to mark your containers with coloration for a number of reasons. For example, let's say there was a fire. Certain things you're not going to want to spray water on. If you had potassium, you don't want to put water on potassium. It will cause an explosion. Magnesium, if magnesium is really hot and you hit it with water, it will explode. And different types of fuels, you have different levels of volatility. For example, anything here, crude oil, kerosene, which is essentially jet fuel, and diesel, they tend not to explode or ignite unless they're under pressure. Something like alcohol or gasoline is more volatile, and it's more likely to flash and to explode. And so one of the reasons why, for example, if you have a little gas can for your lawnmower, it'll be red, is that's to tell people that is a gasoline container. Often, if you have a yellow container, that will be for diesel. Blue for kerosene. Jet fuel is essentially kerosene, and you have green for oil. So that's the color coding there. I also color coded the pipes. We have our pumping mechanisms working really well. So the fractioning tower, kind of going back to that, I did a bunch of testing with different fractioning towers, and if you get up to too much volume in here, it really takes a lot of energy to have to boil that pot of water, essentially. So you're taking cold oil, something around 20 degrees when it comes out of the wellhead, and you need to get it up to 300 degrees before you can fraction. So what I have here is my two oil tanks here are centrally located, and as you can see, we have piping here, and these fill up, and then they go into a preheater. This pumps in, and it preheats it. So it goes from 20 degrees. It doesn't get all that hot. Probably if I put a temperature probe in there, I could read what it is. But it probably isn't that hot. And then it comes in here, and then it has what's known as a cycle pump. And so you have a cycle pump here, and this is just circulating. So it's taking that fluid out of here, going up through here, and putting the fluid back. So it's circulating. So this preheats it, so it's not so cold, and then this circulates it. We also have some air blow-off valves, essentially. These are purge valves. That's probably a better way to put it. These purges are here to make sure that we don't get airlocked. That's an issue we can have in game where the air is in there and we can't get it out, and then the pump stopped working. So I have all these turned on, and these filters are set to remove any air that's in there, any gases. And so if we look at this, we have currently 1,493 liters of crude oil in the fraction tower. This can hold a max capacity of 1,800, but when we're pumping out jet fuel and diesel, it will drop above 400 liters. But as you can see, this stays stationary around just under 1,500 liters. This will keep pumping in, so it's pumping oil into these tanks, and then it's preheating it and fraction off. The top is going to jet fuel, and here is the bottom. This is going to diesel. So here we have our two tanks. One is for jet fuel. So as we can see with coloring, this is diesel. As you can see, we have 27,000 liters of diesel in there. I also have an air purge on here, and this will just tell me when the tank is full. Same thing over here. I have a jet fuel tank showing an equal split, about 27.5. And then here These are independent oil tanks. They're linked, so they're pretty close, in approximation. They're about 3,000 a piece, and that's because most of this oil is being put in the fraction tower, and a little bit gets put into these tanks. So pretty good setup here. I already have 27 of each in each tank. Checking the FPS, we're still at 62, so everything's running great. So let's go ahead and we'll do a quick save here. And I'll put that in. I'm going to date this. All right, and we're good to go. So some thoughts on this. I think I will check for some missions. Been letting it run for a while, so let's see what we have out here. We have a fire at the refinery. Don't have anything really that I want to take out there. I'm probably not going to do a mission right now. Let's go ahead and check the bench here at FJ, see what we're looking for quantities. All right, so we have 3,600 liters of diesel. We have 16,000 liters of jet. So let's go ahead and let's start by using the train and transferring all of this over. So I will see you guys over at the train yard. All right, so we're over here at the train yard, and let's go ahead and let's look at the train that I assembled here. All right, good. So we have the train that I assembled here. As you can see, all set here. Let's check a couple things. I want to make sure, if you remember last time, I had a couple things that needed to be reconnected. I'm trying to make sure that the track switcher will work. I had an electrical issue that wasn't connected, so that was a candidate for why that wasn't running. So that is now connected, so that is good. One thing I want to do is, let's go ahead and let's look at some crude oil tanker cars. All right, so looking at some tanker cars here, I'll just grab a couple pictures. This is a pretty good pic here. Let's open this one up and let's take a look at this. So as you can see here, we have a round tanker car. I would like to make the tanker car a little bit rounder. Currently, it's pretty square. It has more capacity than I really like. Some interesting stuff here. So the tank has a jacket here, a crash box around the hatch, pressure relief valve. Some cool videos of if you don't. So essentially, if you're going to pump oil into the tank is most likely full of air. And so you need that air to come out. If you were to try to pump the oil into the tanker car and the air had no place to go, the air would eventually compress. Gases are compressible. And eventually you're going to get to a point where your pump can no longer overcome the air pressure, and you won't be able to pump in there. The other thing that happens is you've probably seen some tanker cars, or you can find some videos of them being crushed. And so what happens is as you pull the liquid out, the liquid will come out. But if you're not replacing that liquid with air, it's causing a vacuum. Well, you have 14 psi, 14 pounds per square inch. On each inch of this whole surface, you're going to have 14 pounds. So you can imagine how many square inches is on this huge tank. This tank's probably, at least 50 feet long. And you can see, so it's tens and tens of thousands of pounds, probably more, of mass on there. And it will actually crush it like a can. And so I kind of want to round this tank out a little bit, maybe make it a little bit smaller. So let's play with that really quick. We'll do a tiny bit of building. All right, so let's go ahead and let's look at this tank. And so I'd like to round this out a little bit. So what do I want to do here? Let's start by, I'm going to build right here to start with. So let's go ahead and so the width is too much for me, and part of it is this. If you look here, I want to be able to see. I often have to push this backwards. I want to be able to see down here, so I don't want that to completely obscure my vision. So I'm thinking maybe to here. That way I can look by and I can see down the train a little bit better. So let's play with that. So let's go there and so probably there I'm thinking. All right. And let's see what I can do here. So let's go like that. Let's actually take off that. Let's go. Trying to see how large this is going to be here. I'm probably going to want to actually go 3s on that, but let's see. And so we're just going to build a more circular tank. And part of that is again, that pressure issue is, if you have all this liquid pushing on flat sides, it very much wants to break them. If you look, if you remember the tank, it had these rings. Those help. The rings will press and keep it together, essentially. And so it's a structural element. All right, so that right there is a little bit oblong. No, that's correct. Okay, that's not bad. So I'm kind of liking this here. Let's see. All right, so we don't have to change too much. We're just changing the pressure vessel here. We're not really a pressure vessel, but not getting pressure. But that's, I think, a better, more realistic size than having these be as massive as they are. And I really don't need them that size. Yeah, so I think this will be a little bit better. So that's good. So this is kind of the template for the tank here. And let's go in here and let's grab some of the guts. So we have a microcontroller here. And that will go up there like so. All right, and let's see what else we have in here that I need. So we should have a meter. We have one right here. Is the meter or is this a spawner? That is a spawner. So let's go ahead and take that out. Don't need a spawner in there. That's probably just for testing purposes generally is what I do. This here should be the meter. We can tell if we just go here, check logic, and you can see, yep, that's the fluid meter. And that's reading on both sides. Okay, so we'll grab that. We'll cut that. And I'll send this up. I'm going to keep the access hatch. That's pretty good. I like the ladders. Ladders will have to be changed just a hair, but not too much. All right, good. So that's pretty good. Let's see what else. Those are fine. Those can go. All right, good. So let's start cutting into this. And so what I'm going to do is I'll actually grab the, where are you at there? Selection grid. All right. All right, so let's get all of this. And minus the, I want to keep the access hatch. And let's get rid of all this. Nice. Okay, good. You know, currently these had 74,000 liters of capacity. That was just way more than I wanted or needed. Other thing I'm going to do here is let's quickly check and see if there's any sort of logic on the deck. There is not. There is this, though. Let's check this. So this right here is my braking system. So what I'm going to do is this allows me to actually release the brakes of the car. Generally what happens is these connectors will connect and that will release the brakes. IRL, I believe they're pneumatic. And you need that pneumatic line to be able to release the brakes. And so that's what this is simulating, as though you connected the pneumatics. And so instead, this is going to, that allows me to shut the brakes off so I can push it. All right, so I'm just going to bring up some tank cars on my other monitor so I can look at them. All right, so it generally appears that they're using the tank itself as the stress member. So it's actually the body of the car. It's kind of like a frameless trailer would be on a truck. Let me see what's the height differential here. If it's 1 block, I think we're good to go. That's 2 blocks. I think I want to go down 1, so let's undo that. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this. I don't want to spend too much time building, but this shouldn't hopefully take too long. And then what I can do is just delete the other car out. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll cut that. We'll move it down 1. Paste, and I'm going to start pasting these out here. And I'm just going to go in odd numbers, so that's 5, and then I'm going to clear them. Let's merge these up. All right, and then we will expand. And we'll just keep doing this process until we get where we want to be with length. All right, and I'm just going to finish it like this. And so I want it to actually kind of end right about here, so I can kind of figure on this end where I want it to end. So I want about there is probably the most where I want to go. Maybe there, I'm thinking. Let's go to here. All right, good. So that's where I want it there. So let's go. So that's one off of here, off of these snubbers. Kind of want these snubbers to remain, so I have to figure out a system for that. So let's actually go further. I'm going to have to connect in these snubbers. I don't want these two trailers to kiss, so I'm trying to think of how. Let's go like that. Let's go one off the snubbers there. I don't know if that's the right term. I'm using that as a. That's a truck term. Is we have snubbers that kind of keep the connection points from moving. It's not certainly not the right term, but my train terminology is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So what am I, one back? So let's go one back on this one as well. All right, and let's finish these tanks. All right, so I think it's going to look a little bit better than they looked before. Ooh, I have some cutting to do here, but it's not too big of a deal. Okay, so that's there. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and grab some 1x2 pyramids here. Oh, there we go. Nope, I had it right. There we go. And this last set here. And then once this is done, I can just move it to the end there. And again, I don't need ultra capacity, so I'm not really looking to make this as enormous as I probably could. You know, I will add more cars. If I want more capacity, I'm just going to add more cars to it. All right, and then we want 2x2 pyramids here. I'm enjoying the new pump rig. It looks a lot better. That was just very much a kind of a thrown together test platform. A lot of testing with the oil, you know. I kind of enjoy, it's part of what I enjoy is learning how the mechanics work. And so kind of put together just a kind of a haphazard, you know, pumping rig until I could figure out exactly how I want it and how it works and what the best methods are to get that to work. So I think that looks a lot better too, the new rig. All right, good. So there is the container. It looks pretty good. All right, good. So let's grab this here. All right, there we go. Copy that. All right, so those shouldn't hit one another. All right, let's merge those. And I need to put the port up on top there. And so what I'm going to do here is try not to screw this up. And so let's see if I can accomplish that. Let's do that. Let's do this. All right, we have the hatch. Good. Let's cut this. I think right there is probably pretty good. Yep, like that. All right, and this should hopefully be sealed already in there. It is sealed. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, good. And hopefully we have any gappage we need on those. Good. Let's merge the ladders back up. So that's one piece now. Beautiful. All right, and now what they tend to have is this is where the connection point is. So let's take a look at it and see how I'm going to connect this. All right, so let's go delete here, delete here, delete here. All right, now what's that? 1, 2, about 3 blocks. So we'll go. Like so. Sorry, kind of getting in and out of the build here as I'm moving it. All right, so that's how you know, the reference I'm kind of using is kind of almost like these stanchions. It's up on stanchions, like so. All right, good. So let's go ahead. I'm just gonna copy this stanchion here. All right, we'll copy that. All right, beautiful right there. There we go. It's in a little bit gangly high, but it's not bad, I don't think. And so these here need to be reconnected. So let's see. So let's go like that. I think that looks a little bit more natural there, like so. So where do I want it? About midway here, and then I'll pull out to there. Nice. All right, good. And then hopefully I didn't. So right here, my brake can stay there. That's pretty good. All right, so I'm liking that. That works pretty well for me, I think. All right, good. So that's kind of there. That breaks the contour up a little bit. All right, and so I need to add in some of the elements here again. So dial and just a hose. So that's pretty simple. So I'm just going to grab these. Problem is I have 2x here, but I can go right there on them. So let's go ahead and grab this to there, and we'll go across like so. Copy that. I'll put it right before the ladder there, and let's go up one. Nice. Okay, that'll go there. Yep, but I just, okay, that's fine. All right, let's go. You can go right in, so let's go. So that's gonna go there, and then that will go right there. Let's make sure that doesn't cause me any problems, does it? Nope. Okay. So this here, so this needed a chop in here. It has some extra parts that doesn't need. That doesn't need that either. Okay, there can go. And this probably can go, yep. Okay, so that's all excess. It can be trimmed out. All right, there we go. So that is now in. I screwed that up there, but whatever. I'll fix it here. Okay. That should be good up there. Let's see what I did here. So that's the stanchion here. So I'm just going to put some blocks in there. All right, and then these. All right, this can just delete here for now. Grab a couple fluid ports. Like so. All right. All right, so this whole thing's going to go in. Cut that. We'll move that in right to there. Nice. Grab this one here. Where's the rest of this thing here? All right, let's just delete that. All right, copy that. We'll press U and just push it in there. Nice. All right, and let's look in here. All right, so I want a couple fluid ports. It just allows me to empty it and fill it from either side. All right, very good there. Let's see. What do I need to put back in? I need this microcontroller needs to go back in. I'm not going to bother trying to get extra volume out of this. I'm just going to put it in here. Again, we have more volume than we really need, so I'm not going to be overly precious with it. And then right there, let's put in a meter. All right, let's go ahead and hook up the logic to this. And where you at there, guy? What's that? That is brakes. Okay, so that is the actual thing for that. And then this is going to go to quantity there. That's pretty simple electricity. These can just go to one of these connectors there. All right, and I'm gonna just quickly spawn it and check the capacity. So I like that better. That's size-wise, that's better. You see how enormous that is. This is a much better size, I think. Now let's find it. Where it is? Right there, fluid meter, and it holds 29,390. So let's index these. $29,500. Okay. All right, good. So let's go ahead and start painting. So it looks like most of these tanker cars are black, so we're gonna do that. And any strange, suspicious, or sharp angles, that should also help get rid of if it's all painted black too. Like to come up with a brand for my oil. I was thinking like Mad Hen Petroleum or something like that. But I have to come up with like a logo so I can brand it out. It'd be kind of fun. I like doing branding stuff. It's always fun to see a lot of people in the community have their own brands, and it's kind of fun. It's cool, and it's just a little something to do. So the one reference I'm looking at actually has kind of a different colored base here, and then it has a black top on this, so maybe I'll go do that. All right. And it actually has kind of that coloration there, but let's go like that, and then a little bit of a different color here. So breaks it up a little bit. The ladders are hanging over more than the loco car they should be, so I need to push these ladders in. So I'm going to do that. Let's cut that and move that in flush, so it shouldn't be wider than the loco is. So right here is, that looks good, right? Is that right on the money? That looks, is that out one? I can't tell. Can we go in one? Not without hitting everything. Okay, so it has to go there. All right, that's fine. I don't want to do that yet. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this side here. All right, let's do a little painting here. All right, nice. So I like the look of that new tanker car. A little bit of gray accent on there is good. That looks good. I like that tanker car better. Theoretically, it could go down one more, but I kind of like it up high like that. That still looks good. The silhouette looks nice. This is about flush with the top of the train. All right, good. So that is in. Let's go ahead and do this. Now let's get rid of this car and put in one of our new tanker cars. So I'd like to actually go grab some of this oil, or diesel and jet fuel, really. The oil we're going to leave there. All right, nice. Let's see. Should have it all. Let's go ahead and we've cut that. And let's grab the new car here. Copy that. So the other ones had 74,000 liter capacity. This one now has 29. So, all right, excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and spawn it. Make sure they all connect and behave themselves. Good. So I really like the new look of that. I think that looks better. These cars are a little bit better. They're a little bit tall. One thing I could do is these cars tend to, it looks like they have some piping accent underneath, and that kind of gives it a, fills up that empty void underneath here. So let's do that. It's almost like protective piping so you don't bang into the underside of it, because you wouldn't want to fracture the tank. So let's add some piping there. That gives it gives it a little bit of interest and drops it down just a hair. If I go here, is it going to look wonky? A little bit, maybe. Just to make them a little wider. Yeah, I like that. I dig that. That looks pretty good there. And then let's go. How many is that? What is that? One off the wheel, one off the wheel. So right there, maybe. And then yeah, just a little bit of detailing, break up the silhouette a little bit. All right. So I'm digging on that. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. That looks good there. Yeah, because I see they have this like have these bars going down the side of it. All right, nice. That's pretty good there. Let's go ahead and I want to change this a little bit here though. This here will go because the tank shape has changed. Let's cut that. Let's go up one on this. Paste that. We'll press U and paste it on this side. All right, let's go ahead and grab straight ones here. Actually, I need T's because they're all rungs. Be nice if they would, a new block I would like to see is like a thin set ladder like this that looks a little bit more like this. Okay. And what's that, a 2 gap? What do I have here, a 2 gap? Nice, okay, good. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna grab here to there. And we'll set that in. And that will go there. All right, nice. So I'm digging that. Let's go ahead and grab where are we at here? Ladders. So that's the full length, the full width rather. Okay, and let's go up. All right, that everything. That should be everything. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and we will grab the back one and we'll delete the back one. All right, and we can pull this one. All right, so hopefully this is all set. Let's go ahead. What is that called? What do I call it? Train pumper. Let's do train pumper backup. All right, good. So hopefully this is all set to go. Let's go ahead and launch it. Missing required diesel to fill tanks to requested level. That's fine. I have this tank here is below max fill. It can hold like 4,000. We only have 3,600. That's fine. We're going to pick up diesel. So we're going to be putting it in the bench anyway. I hate to do this, but let's do this really quick. I keep forgetting to do this, and I want a seat here so that I can sit. All right, and do third person if I want. All right, good. So that's all set. Let's go ahead and let's get moving here. Hopefully the new track switcher is operable, or not the new track switcher. Hopefully what I did to fix the track switcher worked, and the track switcher is now operable. Why can I not jump anymore? There we go. I have to get right to the right spot to be able to hop. All right, master power and engines coming on. All right, so we're pushing backwards. See, now I can see a little bit better. I also like that. It gives me a nice visual. Like, I can actually see my tank. I can see the ladders. It's really cool. And I can even see, if I look through there, the track switcher. Now I can also sit on the side and go in third person to be able to see stuff. So the way that they set up the track switchers in game, they're with indicators, so you can't see them until you get close, which is probably good for resources. There are a bunch on the workshop that have greater visibility, let's put it that way. All right, so we are on the correct track. Nice. All right, so we can accelerate. We have to go quite a ways to get to the next track. So I'm going to set my speed to where I want it. But definitely a better, I think this looks better. Those tanks were just kind of slapdash together for me to be able to do what I was going to do, and now I think they're running a lot better, so. Hopefully we can pump in here and get this. Ooh, you know what? Let's see. Let's do this. All right, I foresee problems. So let's take this back to workbench. Another, reason 9 million why it's nice to have the, reason 9 million why it's nice to have the creative menu on. So, some things I want to make sure that aren't going to cause me problems here. What are those? Those are the actual hoses, all right? That's the meter. All right, let's see. Gonna cause problems. So, we really want to put in a filter. All right, I really want to put in filters here. I think the best way to do this. I kind of need to get a filter in there ASAP just to get some airflow in. Let's kind of want to keep these as dual-sided. T-pieces will kill flow, but yeah, T-pieces tend to kill flow, but let's go like this anyway. I want to make sure we don't introduce too much air in here. I want to put purge valves on there as well. Allow gases off, allow gases off, allow gases off, off. Thank you. And then let's put it here. This will reduce my flow, but I never hook up two anyway to this particular build, so I don't really care. All right. I'm going to have to do a bunch of this again, so I'll be swapping this out for this car again, but whatever. All right, and then I want to put an air purge in here. So there's actually one on the real ones, so I'll be here. And hopefully I can run it without any power. And I'm just doing a RAM for aesthetics. This is what I have on a bunch of my other stuff here. Get rid of bucket, brush it. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna have to cut this again, but it's not too big of a deal. Okay. Doesn't take long. Really powerful tool the way we can cut stuff with the selection grid. It's very good. You know, a lot of other building games, it's really challenging to do that, and it's time consuming. This is much easier. That was, you know, there was a space game Endo was playing that had you build in the world. Space Engineers, you actually build in the world. I much prefer building in a workbench. I think I like the concept potentially of building in a world. Oh, I just screwed up again. Of building in the world, but I think it's much more practical to build in a workbench. So liquids are off, gases are on. Liquids off, gases on. So that should vent. All right, let's save this. I have noted that as you're putting in fuel, it will as you're putting in a liquid, it will push some air out. So, all right, let's hopefully we can get out of here and go do this. So that's bench in there. Good. Right. Did it give me no fuel? Volts, speed, okay. 0 fuel. Did it really give me no fuel? I keep losing that fuel I put on the bench. I'm down 188 liters. Let's see. All right, so this is screwed up. So I lost a ton, 4,000 liters of fuel, but whatever, I don't care. All right, so this is my fuel tank here. And so I need to do this anyway, so let's go ahead and symmetry comes off. Right here, bing, bing. Let's put a hose anchor here. Been meaning to do this for a while, so this needs to be done. I'll have to break the train up and copy the segments anyway at this point. Right there, right there, okay. All right, and let's see. I don't know what this is going to. Let's do, I think it was like 4,500. So that's battery to that side. This is the bus there. Okay. Let's go ahead and do data. And where are you at there? Right there. Okay. So that'll let me fill it. All right. Hopefully we're good. We're going to get diesel anyway. Let's save this for the 9 millionth time. Probably would be good to have a purge valve on the locomotive too, but whatever. All right. So let's go diesel, pump out. Let's put that 188 liters into the train. Real close, huh? Come on, dude. How does that work? I can't get to the tracks. Is this game really that silly? Is the game really that silly? It is. The game's gonna be that silly? Get out of here, dude. Really? You're gonna do this to me? Alright. We're not playing this right now. That's silly. That's silly. Alright, infinite fuel's coming on. Screw it. It stole 4,000 liters from me, so I'm gonna turn infinite fuel on. Again, you know, creative menu is great for cutting down your frustration. That would be absolutely frustrating if it steals 4,000 liters from me and I have to go run through 9,000 hoops to go fix this issue it caused. And so instead, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to go without it. See ya. And we're going to go there anyway, so when we get there, I will, you know, fill up with diesel and shut off infinite fuel. You know. What am I doing here real quick? I'm checking. Okay, we have a pumper on the back. I'm just making sure that pumper is going to pump us. Just checking. All right, so we're set. We have a setup. One of these is, I think this is maybe in kilometers an hour, and this is in meters per second. I haven't changed the units yet. But I'm liking the new cars. I think the new cars are more attractive than the old cars. more attractive, more realistic, I would say. Smaller capacity, which is something I wanted. I want to have to add cars to this train. I want to have to run with just 3 cars all the time. I want to put on more. I want a reason to run multiple locomotives. Hopefully the track switch is working. If not, I'll get out and hoof it. Now here we go. So we're going to go past this section here, and then we'll go forward. I shut wind off, and I shut off fog. The wind was getting excessive. It's pretty much all you could hear in the videos, so kind of killed that for now. Alright, so we'll start slowing down. So we'll set our speed. Something more reasonable here. I can zero it out, and it auto-applies the brakes. Alright, so we're not on the correct track. Okay, so as you can see, it's tracking us to the right. We want to track left, so let's try track switcher. There we go, track switch, let's go. So track switch is working. I had forgot to hook up the electricity to the antenna. That's why it worked once and it didn't, as I had thrown on infinite electricity. Alright, so 60 miles an hour is plenty. But I'm really liking this new look of the cars. Oh, I fell off. I knew I was going to do that. Let's try to catch the train here. We know where it's going. That's the nice thing with the train. You know where it's going. Alright. And there we go. So it's nice to get back this train. I'm not huge on train stuff, but I did enjoy building this. I just wasn't in the mood to really build another locomotive. I'm trying to do more modular stuff. I keep talking about this, how essentially, like, for that car, when I built the tow truck, I had all the parts, all the modules, all the microcontrollers, stuck them all together, and everything's hooked up. It makes it so much easier to build something, and I tend to somewhat fight that just because it's nice to, if you make something bespoke, it often works really well because it's made for one particular vehicle. A lot of things have to change, gear ratios have to change, different RPS depending on what you're working on, so often it is convenient to, it's not convenient, it is appropriate to kind of start fresh on a build, but it can be a pain, you know, so this is a, so what I might do at some point is get all my locomotive stuff, smash it together as kind of a module, so that if I want to build a new loco, I can just kind of slap it together. But as you can see, fog is 100% off, but it's super hazy down here. It's super hazy everywhere in game. It would be nice if there's a little less haziness, or you could control it a little bit better. Alright, so we're going a good speed here. We're going 63, so should be there soon. Alright, we'll do take 2 of this. Tried this last time and it didn't really work because I had something wrong. I still didn't figure out what, but I rebuilt that pumping station. Definitely like the aesthetics of it better. Looks a lot better. It's working really well. I haven't had any issues. I turned the purges on right away to get them moving and to make sure there's no air in the system. But it seems like often you're getting air in the system, and that's causing problems, so hopefully it is looking good. Let's see, we should be getting close here. Kind of these broken down boats right there. Alright, good. So right there is the rig. And I can't think of anything else that's really an issue here. Everything seems to be working well. We just have to I'm going to fill this up with diesel. And that will get us, fill the train up with diesel first, and then that will, you know, I can shut off the infinite fuel. So not a big deal to have that on. It's, creative menu is so helpful. It's just, there's so many situations where, you know, you could be pulling your hair out because you didn't have it on, and it's a big help to just have it on, and if need be, use it. So I've been thinking of some things. I started working on a coal miner. So it is kind of like one of the underground coal, I forget what they're called, but it's like a drill. And so that will like to use that at some point up over here, up by Draymore. So I'd like to go up here. At some point, what I'll probably do is buy spy cakes cheap, 40K. Yeah, train more is more. I'd probably buy spy cakes for 40. Launch vehicles, send them up into the dock coal mines, and then either truck them or train them up to here, and that would be another source of revenue. It would be kind of fun. Get back into that industrial gameplay. Of the different places, I think this is the most realistic logistically. We can't dump any truck stuff here. We can do trains. I think they made mistakes here. It was a mistake, I think, for them to make it so you couldn't do truck and train. You can do train up here for coal, and truck you can do it, but you have to dump on the train tracks, and it's the opposite down here. So, all right, so here we come. Let's go ahead and start slowing us down. All right. So pumping away, refining away. It's working well. And so once we get there, I will stop us and we'll send the little cart out. The system works well to get that all out there. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll stop. Alright, nice. So we'll leave the train running. Train's providing electricity for everything behind us. Go ahead and we'll grab the cart. There we go. Okay, 6. Yeah, we're learning my crane a little bit better, so it's a little bit more intuitive now to put this on the ground. Still twists a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. Let's go up just a little bit. I just need to push it just a hair to get it to turn. Get it to rotate. There we go. And there we go. All right, nice. Hopefully all this is working well, but I will take note if it's not. Let's go. One hose out. All right, this is having electrical issues. Not a problem. You've got to be kidding me. How is this screwed up now? Okay, it needs to be connected. All right, that's fine. I forgot. That was me forgetting. Nope, that's having electrical problems. All right. Yep, number reason 1 million why to use the creative menu. Yep, that would be me having to completely stop what I was doing and start over again if I didn't have creative menu on. Have to go back, drive the train again, mass frustration, and it potentially make you not even want to play again. So this keeps me happy, keeps me sane. All right, so let's get going here. Let's get getting. I'm trying to do less in the way of teleporting, so let's do this. I don't want to airlock this system. Ugh, I should have put filters on here. I didn't. That could be a problem. Hopefully I can purge it out. I'll teleport. Try not to, but I'll teleport. It's not the end of the world. This could use the steering system on it as well. But I'll do a tutorial on that steering system at some point. All right, right there. Bingo. Brakes. All right. So left side is the front one, I believe. And so that will be fuel of jet. It doesn't matter. It will go where it's going. And then this one is the back one. Actually, I need it to put the diesel in there. But I can read them before I go. Okay, so that is in there now. So let's look. We're at 32,000 liters on either of those. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to no clip over there. To avoid the walk, I should put fluid filters on here as well. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this one. So the back one should be diesel. Please reach, please reach, please reach, please reach. Zing. All right, so what I'm going to do, let's do this first, actually. Grab this and verify it by putting it in here. Okay. And what are we doing here? We're pumping. Let's see. Pump out. Now let's see if this starts pumping. Come on, you can do it. One of these pumps, I think, was not working last time. Let's check the pumps. Okay, the pump is true. We're pushing nothing. It's not a good sign. One of these wasn't working, so. I need diesel first, so let's do that. Growing pains with this, but it's not the end of the world, so. Come on, give me what I'm doing here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Let's try this. That should be diesel. Let me check. Diesel. Okay, that's diesel. I want to make sure I put diesel in the train. These can be whatever they need to be, but the train needs to be diesel. Oh, come on, man. I really want you to just work. Alright, that's true. It's pumping nothing. Nothing, Lebowski. Why is this pumping nothing? It worked last time. If it's airlocked, I'm gonna be so annoyed. I really am. So it should be pumping out of here. That's on. It's connected. Is it connected? It is connected. Not pumping anything. Alright, so I'm taking the train back. I made a save, and so we're not going to lose too much by bringing the train back. I need to see what is up with this stupidity, so. Something screwed up I need to fix. Let's take a look-see-loo at it. So something screwed up with this, heavily screwed up with all this crap, so let's fix it. Alright. Alright, these two here are connected to these two here, which is connected to these two here, which is connected to that, which is connected to that, which is connected to here. So that's all powered. That's connected. This is connected there, 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 there. That's all hooked in. This is going there. That's going there. So this should all be powered. I'm going to power these winches. They shouldn't need to be powered, but they're going to be powered. All right, so let's see. So this one here should draw through the hose down and push out to the tanks. And then if I wanted to pump the other way, I would plug the tanks here and it would suck into here and push it out to where we're storing it. So let's see what I have here. So that should go, whoop, that would do it right there, huh? Some block got. Okay, that would be it. So let's do that. Okay. Something so simple that just is massively annoying like that. Could have been a small deletion error or me accidentally thinking I did it and didn't do it. But see, like that. That sort of thing's annoying. I have to fly in the build to see it anyway, so that's probably causing a bunch of the problem. Let's check this one here. So this one's different, so I did them differently. That would be part of the issue here. So this one is like that. That will go into here. That will go out of there. So see, the thing is, this one should have been working. So I don't know why it's not. Let's check connections. So all the electrical is good. I put on infinite electrics because it's definitely gonna work. So let's make sure everything's being told to start correctly. So that's down and that's up. And then this is if I want to pump out. I want to trigger this one. If I want to pump out, I toggle this one. These two are hooked to their toggles. There and there. That's all connected correctly. Again, check electricity. Again, infinite electricity should be making it work. So that goes there, 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 there. Then this goes, and that, so that's all connected. So that all hooks up to here. And then that hooks to there. So yeah, that's, as long as it's hooked to here, the electricity will come through. That was an issue on this one. I don't know what's over here. So the need for all these filters now is quite obnoxious. But whatever, it's what the game needs now is massive filterage. So try to stop from putting some gases in there. All right. Hopefully that sets that up. Let's go ahead and save it. All right, and so we're pretty good on time here, I think. I'm going to go and, since you've already seen it all, I'm going to send the train out there and I'm going to try to fill it up. I'm going to do any of this testing off screen. And hopefully next episode I will have some diesel and jet fuel in the bench and we can go do some missions. So I'll see you next time. Bye.